Feuchamaich Olde Scot the Celtic podcast. Kimraha Huladunya, how is everyone? On today's show in Feuchamaich Beagan Gaidhlig, that's Let's Try Little Gaelic. The beginner's Gaelic book, Laraidh, agus, digear, truck and digger. And in Celtic history, 3 tales of incest in ancient Ireland. In everyday Celtic ways, the Celtic god Lugh. Now we'll hear music from Ed Miller, a twofer from Robin Lang, Rachel Walker, and Emily Smith. And as always, it's a wee bit of Irish trivia to test your knowledge to start us off. Which river flows under Dublin Castle? All right. Check out the Olde Scot Facebook group where you can be a part of the Celtic culture. And keep an eye out for all the different videos our YouTube channel and Facebook group have to offer. Feuchamaich, let's kick this thing off.
Ocean blue, dive the sea so deep to claim a pearl for you, a token for to keep, a token of my love, a place to store up all your wishes and whisper to the doves until I come home to you. Put your hand in mine, love, I won't let you walk alone. Put your hand in mine, love, and I will take you home. I'll scale the highest peak, listen for the eagles crying, to her nest I'd peek. Oh, if only I could fly, a feather I would take, craft into a quill, and a present it would make, until I come home to you. Put your hand in mine, love, I won't let you walk alone. Put your hand in mine, love, and I will take you home. Put your hand in mine, love, I won't let you walk alone. Put your hand in mine, love, and I will take you home. 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 These places I would go, I'd travel without rest, just to let you know that I would do my best to cast your fears aside, shelter you from every storm, and I look for no return but to come back home to you. Put your hand in mine, love, I won't let you walk alone. Put your hand in mine, love, and I will take you home. Put your hand in mine, love, I won't let you walk alone. Put your hand in mine, love, and I will take you home. Put your hand in mine, love, I won't let you walk alone. Put your hand in mine, love, and I will take you home. I will take you home. I will take you home. I will take you home.
Scottish Gaelic is native to the Gaels of Scotland. Scottish Gaelic developed out of the Old Irish, and learning this beautiful language can be a direct link to your Gaelic ancestors. Follow along in Feuchamaich Beagan Gaidhlig, and like I said, let's try a little Gaelic. Alright, now it's time for Feuchamaich Beagan Gaidhlig. Let's try a little Gaelic. I am not an authority on the Gaelic language, I just love learning it. I struggle like most. What I teach comes from well-respected Gaelic teachers though, so I hope you find it interesting, informative, and fun. and I always display what I'm discussing so you can follow along. Today is going to be a video of a beginner's Gaelic book called Laraidh agus digear, the truck and digger. All right, enjoy. Laraidh agus digear, truck and digger. Ha digear mór buia ach séamas. Ha Laraidh vor vuia ach rab. Is tola séamas agus rab. A bhí ach aber leis an Laraidh agus an digear. Bhí iad a déanamh aber dé gach seoirse. Ha iad má aber. Yev iad peig má san an aber. Ordanan bí iad ach aber an sa chuirí. Tógaí an digear, clachan dé gach seoirse, clachan becca agus clachan móra. Líana é an Laraidh leis na clachan. An uirsin fallaí rab leis na clachan an san Laraidh, gan muintir an rat. Cópaí é na clachan ach an rat agus chili é ais a éirí chilig hachan. Ordanan bí an digear agus an Laraidh a déanamh tréna. Bí iad a chuair féban an san tréna. Ordanan eile bí iad a glanadh atse san taith uair. Níl a legal sean taith. Ha mór an aber ach an Laraidh agus an digear agus ha séamas agus rab thulaite leiche.
Come fill up your glasses with whiskey and beer, and drink a full glass to a happy new year. To our sisters and brothers, and may they live long. So lift up your voices and join in this song. So we'll fill up our glasses and drink once again to peace on this earth and goodwill among men. Long life to the miners the whole world around, who spend all their days in the hole underground, whose road is a tunnel, whose day is the night. From danger and darkness they bring power and light. So we'll fill up our glasses and drink once again to peace on this earth and goodwill among men. And our thanks to the fishermen, and safe may they toil, and also to the farmer who turns up the soil, to the ploughman and the shepherds and all men of worth, whose joy is to harvest the fruit of the earth. So we'll fill up our glasses and drink once again to peace on this earth and goodwill among men. A toast to the casual labouring man, who lives where he works and works where he can. To the joiners and painters and bold engineers, may the jobs keep on coming, lads, over the years. So we'll fill up our glasses and drink once again to peace on this earth and goodwill among men. So here's a health to the teachers of our children so dear, who give them the skills to face life without fear. May their wages keep rising till they've paid what they're worth, and their students grow up to be stewards of this earth. So we'll fill up our glasses and drink once again to peace on this earth and goodwill among men. To writers and artists then let's drink a health, to the people whose hopes and whose dreams are our wealth, whose tools are but canvas or paper and pen, whose harvest is the future and the progress of men. So we'll fill up our glasses and drink once again to peace on this earth and goodwill among men. To musicians, songwriters who've paid all their dues, may they be inspired to follow their muse. May they be so perceptive of life's lows and highs that they keep turning pebbles into jewels we can prize. So we'll fill up our glasses and drink once again to peace on this earth and goodwill among men. So let's drink to our children and let us prepare a world where they'll live free from sorrow and care. A world where goodwill among men is the law. A world without lies and a world without war. So we'll fill up our glasses and drink once again to peace on this earth and goodwill among men.
Celtic history brings you the tales of the land, castles, warriors, heroes, legends, and customs that have created the rich, vibrant, and sometimes strange and wonderful history of the Celtic world. Alright, today on Celtic history, 3 tales of incest in ancient Irish mythology. 2 weeks ago, a new study on prehistoric Ireland caused a sensation when it claimed that the remains of a body interred within the central chamber of the burial mound of Newgrange showed genetic evidence of first-degree incest. That means brother or sister or parent and child relations. Now, early Irish literature sheds light on this in 3 stories of incest from Irish myth. Now, forgive me, but some of these names are kind of out there, so I'll do the best I can. Gaidhlig is associated with Nouth. She was the daughter of Elchmar, chieftain of Newgrange, and his wife Bowen. Now Bowen also had a son, Angus Og, with the Dagda, offspring of the illicit affair, whilst Elmer was away from home. The Dagda halted the sun in the sky for the period of Bowen's pregnancy, so that Elchmar believed only a day had passed. By the time he came home, Angus Og had been delivered and whisked away to be fostered by another of Dagda's sons, Midder, and Elchmar was none the wiser. I think she'd have noticed she was pregnant. However, Angus Og and Gaidhlig fell in love and became lovers. One Samhain Eve, she went to watch Angus Og play at hurling with his friends. There she was seen by Midder, who abducted her and forced her to become his lover. Elchmar was furious at the dishonor done to his daughter, and killed Midder out of revenge. In return, even though Midder had betrayed him, Angus Og killed Elchmar to avenge the death of his foster father and half-brother. But what became of poor Gaidhlig is not known. Alright. Story number 2. Dectyre's mother was Maga, a daughter of Angus and Cuthbed, the chief druid of Ulster. That was her father. This means that through her father she was half-sister to Connachtbar Macnessa, king of Ulster, whose court was at Amenmacha, also known as Navan Court in Armagh. Now, Dectyre was the mother of Ireland's most famous hero, Cuchulainn, known as the Hound of Ulster. Conchobar, it seems, was a bit of a sexual predator. He had many wives and was quite brutal towards them, and also locked Deirdre away in seclusion from birth until she was of marriageable age, and he could wed or bed her wherever he wanted. Now in Tain Bo Cooley, the cattle raid of Cooley, it is made clear that Conchobar practices the rite of first night. In other words, all brides are brought to his bed on their wedding night, to be deflowered by him before they sleep with their husbands. Now, in light of this, it comes as no surprise that one version of the story of Cuchulain's conception and birth claims that the hero was born as a result of incest between Conchobar and his sister Dectyr. The men of Ulster, knowing that their king regularly slept with his sister, seeing this pregnancy as a bad omen, in order to pacify them and deflect attention from his own wrongdoing, Conchobar marries Dectyr off to a vassal, Sultane, thus providing the child with a legitimate father. Alright, on to story number 3. Corc Dubny. Corc is son of an incestuous affair between brother and sister. Now, Culpre Musa and Duhind, children of Conair, king of Munster. His birth causes the crops to fail, and the people of Munster demand the child's death. He is saved by a druid who takes the boy to his home on the island, which lies off the coast, thus removing the curse from Ireland's crops. For a year, the boy undertakes a daily purification ritual, in which the druid's wife, Buach or Boo, whichever, sets him on the back of a magical white cow with red ears and washes away the sin of his incestuous origins. In this way, the sin of incest is transferred into the body of the cow, and when the ritual finally concludes, the boy is cleansed and purified of sin. The cow is transformed into stone, and this rock became known as Bo Boo, or the Cow of Boo. And the island where the ritual took place is called Innisboo. Now, these are real places which lie off the coast of Dursey Island. So what are we to make of all these stories? Are they so different with no obvious common theme? Well, Marion Dean believes that the tale of Cuchulainn represents a shift away from the natural to cultural, with the introduction of laws to organize and control society for the benefit of the kin group in a way that contemporary audiences would understand. For example, the fertility of women, like the land, must be regulated and husbanded in order for it to produce and be bountiful and benefit to all. Now, children of dubious parentage cause problems in terms of such things, and determining honor, price, lineage, allocating land and resources, and so on. She claims the passage from the natural to the cultural involves the making of a taboo, the taboo of incest. If so, it kind of implies that incest may have been rife, meaning happening all the time. Now, the Cuchulainn story begins with a flock of magical birds eating crops, leaving the people without food. The birth of Corc is associated with food, particularly the failure of crops. However, the curse is lifted not by the providing of legitimate father figure, as Sultane was to Cuchulainn, but by the removal of the offending child from the land, followed by the removal of the sin from the child. Now here, the emphasis is on ritual and the presence of water as cleansing, and as a barrier to sin, much like baptism. It is interesting that, although the child was saved by the druid, it is a woman who carries out the ritual. Wow.
say any need of rock and horo ho on in down. Hey you on in down boy horo ho on in down. Heli nach gaat de boer pitch nie ere groeien kan nie horo ho on in down. Hey you on in down boy horo ho on in down. Heli nach gaat de keeper at se vin in tarar horo ho on in down. Hey you on in down boy horo ho on in down. Hey you on in down boy horo ho on in down.
Everyday Celtic Ways brings you the mythology, traditions, and customs that have created a unique and personal culture that still affects those that are Celtic and those that just love the Celtic world. Alright, now it's time for Everyday Celtic Ways. And we're still in that Gods of the Celts series. Now, did you know that some of the deities from Celtic mythology were influenced by the pantheons or other groups that invaded the British Isles? The Celts didn't leave us any information about their gods and goddesses, so much of what we know is from the writings of Julius Caesar and his contemporaries, as well as Christian monks who came along later. Now, Celtic deities were generally connected to daily life, and as each Celtic country grew, they created their own gods and goddesses. They drew from ancient deities, therefore creating their own mythology. Now we think of the Celtic people being from Scotland, Ireland, Wales, Britain, and parts of Europe, but our Celtic roots are being reestablished deeper and deeper into Europe and Asia, and here is one of the major deities honored by those ancient Celtic peoples. Now it's Lugh, master of skills. Lugh is the patron god of blacksmiths and artisans. Lugh is the Celtic god honored for his skills and gifts as a craftsman. Now he is the god of blacksmiths, metalworkers, and artisans, in his aspect as a harvest god. He is honored on August 1st on the festival known as Lugh or Lammas. Now Lugh is associated with craftsmanship and skill, particularly in endeavors involving creativity. Now although not specifically a war god, Lugh was known as a skilled warrior. His weapons included a mighty magical spear, which was so bloodthirsty that it often tried to fight without its owner. According to Irish myth, in battle, the spear flashed fire and tore through the enemy ranks unchecked, until recovered by its owner. Now Lugh was an important god to the Celtic peoples, despite being relatively unknown. Lugh was the god who granted you the talent to create, and since he was a consummate craftsman and perfectionist, he made sure that craftsmen crafted the weapons and equipment they needed to survive in a very harsh time, and that they served their masters and creators well. You see, a little bit of Lugh is in the sword that you would yield, or the plow that helped feed you, even the jewelry that adorns your body. But the flip side to Lugh was that he cursed those that didn't try to craft the finest, or whatever it was they tried to create, because he demanded quality craftsmanship. Alright, sounds like a guy I like, Lugh. Alright, check out next week's podcast for the next Celtic deity.
Oh, whiskey, you're the devil, you're leading me astray over hills and mountains and to America. You're sweet, you're strong, you're decent, spunkier than tea. Whiskey, you're me darling, drunk or sober. Now, brave boys, we're on the march off to Portugal and Spain. Drums are beating, banners flying, devils the home we'll see tonight. And love, fare thee well, with me diddery-ammy doomy-dammy-da, with me diddery-ammy doomy-dammy-da. With me right folk to a laddie, there's whiskey in the jar. Ah, but whiskey, you're the devil, you're leading me astray over hills and mountains and to America. You're sweet, you're strong, you're decent, spunkier than tea. Whiskey, you're me darling, drunk or sober. Now the French are fighting boldly, dying hot or coldly. Give every man his flask of powder and his flintlock over his shoulder. Love, fare thee well, with me diddery-ammy doomy-dammy-da, with me diddery-ammy doomy-dammy-da. With me right folk to a laddie, there's whiskey in than tea. Whiskey, you're me darling, drunk or sober. Said the mother, don't you wrong me, don't take me daughter from me. If you do, I will torment you. After death, my ghost will haunt your love. Fare thee well. With me diddly-ammy dooby-dammy-da, with me diddly-ammy dooby-dammy-da. With me right folk to the laddie, there's whiskey in the jar. Oh, but whiskey, you're the devil, you're leading me astray. Over hills and mountains and to a merry quay. You're sweet, you're strong, you're decent, spunkier than tea. Whiskey, you're me darling, drunk or sober. Now, brave boys, we're on the march and off to Portugal and Spain. Drums are beating, banners flying, devils the home we'll see tonight. And love, fare thee well. With me diddly-ammy dooby-dammy-da, with me diddly-ammy dooby-dammy-da. With me right folk to the laddie, there's whiskey in the jar.
Top 11 Hurricane, and that was whatever's scrolling across the bottom. Now remember to check out my YouTube channel. It's got Celtic music, podcasts, Gaelic language, Gaelic song, Celtic history videos, plus lots more. And my Facebook group where you can give me your inputs and insights on all things Celtic. But before I let you go, the trivia question answer is the River Poddle. Martian leaving Drazda, bye for now. But I'm going to let you go with a song. And that one's going to be scrolling across the bottom too.
Goodbye, Bobby.
Oh, this evening's passed so quickly, and the music's almost done. We've heard the piper and the fiddler, the singer and his song. The time has come for us to leave you. One last song before we go. Button up and I be cheery, take a drama before you go. Button up and I be cheery, take a drama before you go. For this night we will remember, and the music has been just fine. But the cold grey land of Caithness can be cruel and unkind. And we must bid farewell and leave you, travel through the ice and snow. Button up and I be cheery, take a drama before you go. Button up and I be cheery, take a drama before you go. So good night and God be with you, and watch over you until we can all meet here together, and our glasses we will refill. We'll drink a health to absent friends, and make the beer and whiskey flow. So button up and I be cheery, take a drama before you go. Button up and I be cheery, take a drama before you go. Just a wee Joch and Doris, a wee and that's all. A wee Joch and Doris, afore you gang awa. There's a wee wifey waiting in a wee button ben. If you can say it's a brabrecht moonlicht nicht, well you're all recht, you can.